Hello. What is going on? What is going on YouTube? What is going on Facebook? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you all have had a great start to your week. And I feel like I look like I should be on the usher board. I just looked at myself. I said, Lord Jesus. Well, we're here. I'm here. So I just am grateful from the feedback, the response I get for the videos. Thank you all so much that tune in. Thank you all so much for the encouraging words. I just want to take that moment to just say thank you, because it pushes me to continue to move on forward and to walk this thing out. I love encouraging people. I love to see people walking towards their purpose. I do not take anything for granted, whether it is a text, encouraging word, comments, shares, likes, whatever. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you all. So thank you. So tonight, I just want to talk just a little bit about how to create the life you desire. And I know many times people are thinking like, okay, now wait a minute, because Michelle, God has a plan for my life, and Michelle, you know it. So I know how. Let me just bring it in, for the saints, for everyone. Yes, God, whenever we were created for a specific destiny. But life sometimes happens along the way that we have what we call choice. We have a choice whether or not we want to accept him. We have a choice whether or not we want to receive. We have a choice whether or not to marry this person or that person. We have a choice. Like, our lives are contingent upon choices. So I want you to start thinking about, for you, when I said, how is it that you can start creating today the life you desire? What seeds have you planted for your next? What seeds have you planted? Whenever you say, I have this desire, I want you to begin thinking of the goals you may have developed. And it could be last year, because many people start out the new year, new me type situation. And if you all have followed me for some time, you all know how I feel about the New Year's resolutions. But if you set them, then great for you, because you set some type of goals. But you know how we set up so many things, goals and desires, and we say that we want to do different. We say that we want things different, and we say that we're going to do these things. So what happens is what we fail to realize is, if we set a New Year's resolution, okay, so if you said, okay, 2024, I'm going to start losing weight, and I'm going to start doing some things different. Technically, you won't begin to see the results until later on down the line, months on down the line, because you planted the seeds along the way. And what happens is, many times we will set a goal, but it seems as though we don't see it coming. But we feel like, okay, this can't be working, because I said that I set this goal. I'm not seeing the results I desire. So if I don't see it, then it doesn't mean that it's not working. What people fail to realize, and I was listening to this guy the other day, Apostle Selman. I'm gonna put some respect on his name, and I ain't gonna say this guy. I was listening to this wonderful man of God, and he was talking about basically mindset. And he said, so what you see today about yourself is contingent upon your mindset from the years ahead. So these are the results you have been getting based upon your mindset from the previous year. So when we talk about new mindset, we talk about new goals, we talk about all of these things. But what we fail to realize is, I have to start planting the seeds today. I have to start shifting my mindset today if I want to create this life that I desire for tomorrow. I want you all to kind of think about that for a minute. Whatever it is that you plant today are the seeds that you're planting today is the harvest that you're going to eat on tomorrow. Now, what are you saying, Michelle? I'm going to read Galatians 6 and 9. So let's not let us allow ourselves to get fatigued in doing good. At the right time, we will harvest a good crop if we do not give up or quit. And I want to read the Passion Translation because I love reading that translation. It says, and do not allow yourselves to be weary in planting good seeds, for the season of reaping the wonderful harvest you've planted is coming. So the first thing when you start thinking about how to create this life is, number one, when I said about last week in the previous videos, I talk about dreaming again. You have to set yourself in a mindset that I am already there. I am already that millionaire. I am already walking in a place of forgiveness. I'm already walking into a place of this relationship that I desire. I am already walking into this home that I desire. I am already financially operating and having the necessary finances to do what I'm able to do. Yes, this may be reality, but I am setting my mindset to dream. Because as you think, you will be. As the things that you think of is what's going to come. So when I said how to create this life, and when I said from the previous years of your mindset or the results that you have today, what many times we will do is we will start out and we're planting those seeds, but then the weeds come. Your weeds could be children acting crazy. Your weeds could be my husband is acting funny. Now I got marital issues. My wife is cutting up. She's doing things and fussing at me. It could be my finances got kind of twisted. Car was happy that it's paid off. And now somebody, has come and hit and I got to get another car. It could be I was healthy, good, and saying I'm going to go do this thing. And now I'm dealing with a health issue. Those are the weeds. We don't take the time to pull out those weeds. So we just allow for things to continue to go. And we allow ourselves to get distracted. Whenever you want to create a life different, there cannot be the opportunity for distractions to get you off track. And I think that I had given a video before about do not break down, but to break through. Because when you are at that place and you working towards that goal, or sometimes you get that job and then somehow you're like, okay, I got this job, right? I got this job. I'm at this job. I got this career. I got this business. Oh my gosh, but life is real because life is going to life. I just want to tell you and remind you that there will never, ever be the right time to make a move. The only right time to make a move is to make the move now, right? I'm not saying to move ahead of time. I'm not saying to just go and rush and do things ahead, but it's never going to be the right opportunity to move. When I'm planting up these seeds, I have to move and plant those seeds. I have to water those seeds. I cannot say that I want to move forward and I want to be able to have my finances to be this millionaire and all of these things when I am out here spending my money any kind of way. I'm not really taking the opportunity to get educated on finances of how to handle and manage my money. I'm emotionally spending, so I'm spending money whenever I get stressed out, frustrated, and just going all over the place. I'm not able to manage my money, but I'm saying I'm going to manage my money better. Because whenever that stress comes, the first thing I'm doing is going to get something to eat. The first thing I'm going to do is buy those new shoes. The first thing I'm going to do is spend my money any type of way. What do you have now that you can use to create this life? It starts with the seeds and it starts with a mindset shift. When you think about creation, it's something like when you think about whenever they talk about the earth, all this was created, it started out with just a thought. You're looking at me because someone had a thought to have Facebook. Someone thought to compose StreamYard. Someone just had a thought to composed and designed the internet system that you're able to see me today. It started with a thought. And then from that thought, it started with continual practice, continual refining, continually staying committed to the work. We are at a place that we have so many opportunities ahead of us that if something doesn't work, we're going to go there. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to go here. This relationship, I'm going to go there. Well, this job, we're not staying committed to till the ground, to water that thing, to do the work that needs to be done so we can see the harvest. What weeds in your life today that you need to start uprooting? And sometimes I think about, I have this outside area, my patio. I just took I don't even have grass out there in my patio because I'm not a yard person. So don't judge me. My mom, all them, they love the yard, but no, not me. I'm gonna leave that for my husband. That's gonna be for him. I might plant some little flowers. I might bring a little water and water the grass a little bit, but me, all that, no. But in the outside area, I do have a little area where I put my mulch and all this stuff around my air conditioner unit. And even in where the area that I laid down concrete, there are weeds that still sprout up. Even though I put out weed killer, every type of thing that I think that I could put out, I try to put it out, but it still begins to start sprouting up. Right there, sprouting up. And I like, oh God. Like just like a couple of weeks ago, went out there, did that, pulled all that up, even tried to get down to the root, pull that thing up. Onto the other side, there was another sprout. I said, okay, this is how life is. Okay, so you pulled up that weed and you thinking that it's handled and you got it done. But then here's another situation that's going to come that you're going to have to contend with. This is life. But if I want my life to be different, I have to handle those weed sprouters that's coming up, those little twigs, all those things that we think that's not, but those are the things that sometimes can be a hindrance for you to have this life, for you to have your finances in order, for you to live a life where you say, I want a life of peace, I want a life of happiness. What does this look like every day for me? Because many times people be like, Michelle, I just want to be happy. What does this look like? Whenever I say I just want a peaceful relationship, what does this look like? Because it's not just for somebody else to do it for me, but I have to do it and create it too. I have to be in a partnership with God. There are some times where I have to do work. Sometimes I have to rest, but I have to be in partnership. That is why many people who have books that are in the grave now that should have been published, because they still held on to the idea, but they never fully created. Or they may have started it, but because of these weeds, all these things that came up, and they were thinking about this harvest time and all this stuff, but the garden became too much and they walked away. I want to tell you, continually plant those seeds, water those things, till that ground, because if you want something different, you have to do something different. I'm learning that my response have to be different to situations if I want to have peace. I'm learning that I have to show up in a different type of way if I want my business to grow. I'm learning that in ministry, I have to have my mindset in a different place if I want to be able to see things different. So what is it that you want for your life on today? That you can begin to start looking at and saying, okay, what are some things that have been sprouters in my life previously in 2024, this year, 2023, that has been a consistent cycle in my life that I need to break, I need to pull up, get to the root, and I know that life is going to be what it is. It might knock me back a little bit, it might shake me, but it's not going to knock me down this time. It's not going to set me back 2 years. It's not going to set me back 3 days. I may have to recoup, I may have to regroup, but there's going to be some regrouping because I got to push forward. This is the mindset of a winner. This is a mindset of a person who says, because the thing about it is that it puzzles me, because we are now in a culture of the cancel culture, the cuss out culture, the tell it like it is culture. I'm going to be truthful and I'm going to be transparent. Like, we are the ones that are the most of, I'm just going to be me, and this is just how I'm going to be. But somehow we are also a generation compared to our ancestors and people that have come before us, that when adversity happens, we be the first ones who are at a point of being wanting to quit. We'll say, oh no, this is too hard, I can't do that. Because I remember when I was talking with this one young lady, and she was my supervisor whenever I was in an internship, and she was going to quit her job because she was starting on her second child. And I said, yes, I can only imagine how difficult it is. I said, because, my mom, she did it with 2 children, that she worked a full-time job, and she had to raise children and family, all of that. So I can only imagine. And she was looked at me, she was like, how was she able to do that? They are a different type of breed, but we need to pull for some of them. When people say, I'm not my ancestors, we need to be pulling for some of them. Because the thing about them is they had a tenacity. They had a drive like never before, that they said, I'm going to make sure that my children are good. I'm going to make sure that my family, I'll make sure they're good. I'm going to make sure that I get this education. I don't care if I'm the only Black person in the room, but I'm going to be that Black person that's going to continually show up. I don't care if I had stones thrown at me, water hoses coming down at me. I don't care if the fire hydrant is put upon me. I don't care if I've had bricks. I don't care if I have to die, but I am down for the cause, because there is a greater purpose. Thank God for the Dr. Kings. Thank God for those people, Harriet Tubman, who came along and said, I have a greater purpose. Thank God for the Rosa Parks, who said, I'm not going to get up from this bus. My feet are tired and I am not getting up. Thank God for these people who came and paved the way, because they allowed for me to have the opportunity to get a degree. They allowed that. They said, I'm not going to give up. And what we fail to realize is there are so many laws and systems. You need to Google it. You need to start doing some research while we're out here thinking about diss albums and what happened on the Real Housewives. See, they're making up different laws that's trying to suppress us that our people fought from before. This is why we have to have a shift in mindset. Be different. You don't have to go with the culture. Cancel the culture. Be a culture changer. You can be different. You don't have to be part of the crowd. You don't have to go with the system of what everyone else says. When you start creating this life, friends are going to fall off, by the way. People are going to look at you different. People are going to talk about you. Then it is what it is. But then guess what? You're still able to glean yourself and see yourself better. You're able to set yourself up in systems with people, places, and things that's going to help push you, that's going to help carry you, that's going to encourage you, that has a different mentality than you, and have you to come higher within yourself. We get so content with living life just as is, when it is so much better and greater than we can live than what we're living now. And we have not arrived at anything. We are constantly arriving. Now, I'm not saying to be at the place where I'm not ever at a place where I'm content with life, because that's a whole totally different situation. Because then if I'm not content with life, then I'm not content within me. But I have to be content where I am, but also knowing that I am constantly arriving. I am constantly growing. I have not grown, and I have not been at a place where I have achieved everything. I still have things that I can learn and do. So I encourage you today that you take out your notebooks, and I want you to begin to start looking at things that you wrote on last year, or even Facebook posts you even said about yourself years ago, that you posted about of things that you were going to do, things that you've been saying within yourself, even as a child, of what you're going to do in those things. I want you to pick those things up, and I want you to dream again, and I want you to start creating. We came from a creator that taught us to create. That is why we have dominion over the earth. We are taught and created. We were crafted to be creators. So I encourage you today to create whatever it is, the book, the recipes, the songs, whatever it is. The weeds are going to come, pull them up, keep moving, deal with it. Life is. Okay, it got busy this week. Okay, I'm going to refocus. Okay, this right here was too much. Okay, let me refocus. Let me refocus because I got to create. Every person has a gift that they need to be doing. It may not be main stage, but when you think about, okay, well, I just cook. Okay, Rachel Ray. Okay, you think about, oh, well, I just love home products and I love to decorate. Okay, Martha Stewart. Like, there are so many things that you all be thinking that are just something that's not whatever, but it's a gift to someone else. It could be laughter. It could be caregiving. It could be anything that you do as a gift. It's supposed to be used for other people. It's not just for you. So use it. Use it. Use it. I want you to make a choice today to begin anew. It does not have to be like this. The story does not have to end like this for you. You don't have to be content with where you are now. I want to lean in and tell you, you do not have to stay there. You choose to stay there. We all have a choice. What choices are you making today? What choices, brother, are you making today to get a new start? What choices, sister, are you making today to create that life that you're supposed to have for tomorrow? All right. Thank you all so much, knowing that always, you can begin today to begin a new start. I hope that this has encouraged you. Please continue to like and share and tune in on next week where we'll talk about continually being unmasked. And as always, walk in purpose.